Is it live? Is it live?
From Bin 77 in Perkins Row, welcome to the Thursday edition of Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Charles Handegriff, Jimmy I, Jordan Kitchens back in the studio. Oh, as we head into the college football weekend, picks. Colucci with us. Brian Edwards from Vegas Insider with us today, as well as Matt Humans. We'll have all of their thoughts about the games coming up this weekend. Good morning, Jimmy. I got to give you credit for something. You know, you always manage when the weather turns this good to find us somewhere we can be outside. And the weather right now is phenomenal here on the patio at Bin 77, where we've done a bunch of shows here.
Yeah.
It's been a minute, but it's great to be back because wow,
It's awesome in the courtyard here.
Yeah.
I mean, this is, kind of on the final stretch. Tonight is our third to last concert in the town square area over here at Perkins Row. It's our Rock and Roll Thursday night concert series. It's 6 to 9 p.m. So live music in the town square outside of the, where the Dragos took over for Kona Grill and California Pizza Kitchen and the theater right there. You've seen it. Everywhere they always have the concert. So tonight too, our friends, Brian and Jen's favorite Werewolf.
Oh,
so,
yeah, they're very good.
So I mean, memories of their wedding reception, and also I had to step up my game because although she wasn't the favorite child, and I explain that to my son all the time, my sister's birthday, so we have to celebrate her.
Okay.
Whenever she tells old stories to my son, and I appreciate that, greatly as I'm in a parental role now. I just say, son, listen, your aunt. She's never gotten over that I was the favorite child. So
Yeah. Thankfully she didn't have to embellish many of those stories. That's the best part. Oh, gosh.
But isn't it cool?
No, it's just fantastic.
And so, how's it look on the TV, huh?
It looks real good on the TV. The surroundings look great. I mean, my profile, you can take or leave.
The fountain area that people are already filing in over here to enjoy. And this is obviously the popular time of the patio season. So we have small windows in the fall and spring, but we take advantage of it. One of the things we do over here at Bin 77 also, and Brian Dykes and I have worked and partnered at different promotions for different establishments over the years. So pleasant to deal with. But they roll down the projector screen, LSU games, boom. You talk about a cool place to watch the game. So, I mean, yeah. So, before, during, and after the concert series, Werewolf tonight. Next Thursday will be Chubby Carrier and the Bayou Swamp Band, or maybe Carrier. And then October 30th, our last one, Press 1 for English. So, it's Werewolf tonight, 6 to 9 p.m. That's this Thursday. And the next 2 Thursdays are Rock and Roll concert series here at Perkins Row at Bin 77.
Seems like a lot more people are noticing that people that normally don't pay attention to point spreads, they're just football fans.
It's more,
that more people
more mainstream.
Well, more people are noticing as this week is going along that LSU is a underdog. That's the question I've gotten more, and these are what I would call more casual fans, people that they watch the game on Saturday, then they go on about their business. They're not dyed in the wool. And the idea that Vanderbilt is a favorite over LSU is shocking or at least offsetting to some of the fans that haven't followed Vanderbilt for the last year and a half, don't really understand what's going on over there, didn't maybe watch their games against Alabama or Texas. And it's appalling that LSU would be an underdog. And never mind that Vanderbilt's standing is pretty strong this year. Maybe they're overrated. I don't know. But the appearance that LSU in any way has fallen behind Vanderbilt 2 weeks after having lost to Ole Miss, which they also consider themselves superior to, even though Ole Miss's record is better since Lane Kiffin has been there. That has come as a surprise to a lot of people, even though it's perfectly legit and Vanderbilt's numbers stack up.
Well, the Ole Miss thing was a little different. I mean, look, Ole Miss is is LSU's peer as of late, and when they're at home, they're going to be favored. As Kiffin more times than not when Kiffin's there. This is a little bit different, Charlie. I guess this spread exactly, and it opened up 3 and 3.5. So the odds makers didn't initially make Vanderbilt the favorite. The the sharp professional money, which moves the line more than anything, and has moved it drastically. And that's the thing. Now, LSU, the result this past week knocked it down from because this time last week you could take Vanderbilt +3. Okay, so then when it came out on Sunday morning, it was LSU 1.5, and we were watching it. Boop, oh, not it's down to 1.5. Okay, oh, it's picking now. Oh, Vandy's favored now, and now Vandy's 2.5. So the sharp money has made them the favorite because certainly LSU's brand and perception is much stronger than Vanderbilt, and that's why I had them. I thought this might be a pick 'em, but because of their brand, I'm going to make them favored by 3. So whereas Ole Miss was always the favorite when it came out, and that was bet by a lot of sharps as well. This is a series this deep into the season. This is a drastic move at 4 points.
So the fact that LSU is an underdog is quickly followed up. Can you tell I've had this conversation more than once with people since Monday? Is well, who is Vanderbilt beaten? And so I had to take a look. I mean, obviously I knew the teams myself, but these two teams, LSU and Vanderbilt, have combined for how many teams? How many victories over teams with winning records? FBS teams with winning records, not counting the one AA stuff.
None.
One, and it's Louisiana Tech. The rest of the wins by both of these teams are against teams with 500 records or less.
South Carolina's 3-3 now.
South Carolina's 3-3 now. Not when they when they played them they had a winning record, but you say, well, who is Vandy beating? And I said, well, they beat South Carolina. Well, we beat South Carolina. That's not any good. Well, they beat Virginia Tech. Well, Virginia Tech fired their coach. They're not any good.
Well, they beat South Carolina on the road.
They beat South Carolina on the road, and they beat them pretty soundly. But Lenore Sellers missed a good chunk of that game.
It was a big factor.
And, well, they went to Alabama last week. They got blown out. They really didn't get blown out.
No, they didn't get blown out.
They didn't get blown
No,
out. They lost.
No, they did
They
not.
lost, and Alabama was better, but they turned the ball. Alabama had 150 more yards, but Vanderbilt turned the ball over twice in the red zone. The game ended up the garbage touchdown at the end that screwed up a lot of people's bets, but didn't really factor in the outcome.
One-score game when their second turnover in the red zone,
and a one-score game at the beginning of the fourth quarter.
Yes.
So we can sit here and debate about how close Vanderbilt is to Alabama and whether they played 10 times how many people would win, but it was a competitive game. I think we agree about that. And last year they beat Alabama in Nashville and played a 3-point game with Texas. So that perception, I've said this a couple times this week, you flip-flopped Ole Miss and Clemson, the results of the game and their records. If they had lost to Clemson 24-19 at Clemson, and Clemson was 6-0 right now, the mood around here would be a lot better. And it beaten Ole Miss 17-10. You just reverse them. But the respect level for Clemson is high. The respect level for Ole Miss is low. Maybe it shouldn't be that way. I mean, Ole Miss has got a much better record, but that's just the way it is. Same thing for Vanderbilt. If you lose to Vanderbilt, the perception is going to be that the program has cratered. Well, that wouldn't be correct, but that would be the perception because they're Vandy.
I'm doing some out of town because the niche shows, the sports gambling shows that I listen to, I mean, they're all talking about the historical element of this, whether it's 51 straight games where conference games where Vandy's been a dog, whether it's since 1948 that LSU, Vandy is, whether it's they've never been ranked, favored over a ranked team. So everybody's rolling out. The bottom line is, Brian Kelly, and just Brian Kelly, he gets, but the arm strength meter, let's face it, Nussmeier's been hurt. Remember the feeling when we got that report that he had torn the ACL in August? What was that feeling? Season shot, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Welcome to the Music City Bowl.
So your quarterback is not right. Your quarterback is not 100%. Nobody's giving Brian Kelly nobody's giving any pass for that. And he gets zero credit for going to Vanderbilt and win around here.
Nope.
This is a lose-lose situation here for Brian Kelly. And fair or not fair, listen, when you get a 10-year deal for $100 million, that's not fair either.
Nobody's crying.
That's
for
not
him.
fair either.
Right.
Right.
So
when the athletic director has to go, you know, get everybody, all the boosters lined up, and because we need it because you're not a great recruiter. Well, that's not fair either. But no, it's a lose-lose for Brian Kelly and LSU, and LSU is actually in a little bit better shape than projected before the season. I mean, you win all your games, you split the 2 games on the road that you underdog in. That's pretty good. But who thought that LSU would be underdog? I didn't think before the season started
No.
that LSU. But here, is LSU better? Defensively, they are. The quarterback's not as good as he was last year. Injuries, and I think that's got a lot to do with it. But I didn't think that Vanderbilt would go off as a favorite in this game. I can't tell you that. I did not predict that the sharp money would come in on Vanderbilt and push it like that. I did not expect LSU a 20-10 win where it should have been more, where they dominated the box score, would move the line from 3 to 1.5 where it opened up. That line was available last week. That's not a projected line.
Right.
That line was available last week at 3 and 3.5. So, but I mean, what's fair in big time college coaching, huh?
Oh, talk to James Franklin. He was number 3 in the country 3 weeks ago, and today he's unemployed, or number
Well,
2 in
they
the
didn't
country, whatever
deserve
they
to
were.
be,
Well, they
ranking,
didn't, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a fireable resume.
Is it
either.
fair to get paid $50 million not to do anything?
Not a bit.
Okay.
And
All right.
not a bit.
I'll trade with James, and he can
sure.
even do a show over here, and you can throw bouquets to him. I'll even arrange the remotes for you and James.
So
huh?
nice of you.
A different
James.
James.
So nice of you, man.
From one James to the next.
All kind of things I didn't expect. I didn't expect that Vanderbilt would run for 7 yards a carry in Tuscaloosa. Okay, it's not a bad team here that LSU is facing, but they have the Vandy stink on them.
They
okay?
are you gotta run the ball and stop the run, and they are considerably better. I mean, we're getting deeper into the season. The stats are more and more relevant, more accurate. I don't know what the caliber or their strength of schedule is to this point between LSU and Vanderbilt, but I don't think it's super different because Clemson's 3-3 right now. So these stats, they are considerably better on running the ball and stopping the run than LSU.
LSU's strength of schedule. This is the whole strength of schedule. I got to look at this.
Nah.
I was looking at
Correct.
what it is for the whole season, which LSU is considerably higher. But give me a second. I'll get you up to date.
They got to be in the same area code.
I would think so. The current strength of schedule, LSU is 14 and Vandy
20.
No, it's further down than that. Unless I'm missing them somewhere. Current strength of schedule, Vandy. Okay, keep scrolling. Okay, this is actually a lot lower than I thought.
Okay.
Come on, you're in there somewhere. Wow, 110. Okay.
Wow. Well, okay. No, then.
No, again.
Corrected.
LSU has one win against an FBS team with a winning record. Vanderbilt has none.
Louisiana
Tech. That's it. Not exactly. If you're highlighting
Who they get beat by last week?
Kennesaw State beat them 35-7 in one of the stranger outcomes that we've seen.
How many Owls, Charlie? How many? I can rip off 3 of them real quick. You got 3 Owl teams in you?
I got Temple, I got Rice, and I got Kennesaw State.
That's
Owls.
it.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Got me, man.
We're giddy over here in the great atmosphere over here in the courtyard at Bin 77 in Perkins Row, getting ready for the Rock and Roll Series. Werewolf kicks it off tonight at 6 p.m. every Thursday night, 6 to 9 p.m. in the fall. You've got tonight and then the next 2 Fridays. And Bin 77 is a great meeting place. Man, great wine list by the glass. We've got great cocktails. Their old-fashioned is outstanding over here. And start off with some of the small plates like the tuna tartare, the roasted garlic hummus. But lamb lollipops. Sorry, turn the other way while I kind of eat it with my hands and get that tender meat right off of the bone. The baked brie is to die for with a nice glass of wine. Baked Danish brie, jalapeno honey pepper jelly, rosemary pecan, cranberries, rosemary, toasted St. Bruno sourdough. You talk about good. And the number one seller over here is the steak and gruyere flatbread. So, boy, it's so good, man. You talk about outstanding. They do a lobster roll, the salmon BNT, the bin burger. We do a smoked prime ribeye, which is outstanding. Cast iron seared market fish, roasted chicken, Louisiana crawfish gnocchi. A little bit of everything over here at Bin 77. So really good menu, great wine list, great specialty cocktail list as well. And the weather it is October. It is Jimmy Yacht tailgating weather. So Bin 77 here in Perkins Row.
Live at Bin 77, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch. This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and ocbrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance. And Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low-glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Tex Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee.
The Pierreport Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. You know they can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierreport. Top-notch tools and expert advice, it's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at thibodeaustore.com.
Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, or David Henry to discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 60 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge. Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny.
And we're here at Bin 77 in Perkins Row. Remember, you can always get the show on demand. 1045ESPN.com. LouisianaSports.net is brought to you by Supreme Rice and SupremeRice.com. Supporting Louisiana farmers since the 1930s. Louisiana-based Supreme Rice. So this story's kind of got our attention. What's going on over at the University of Florida. It's no surprise that Billy Napier is under a tremendous amount of heat, and we didn't think the chances were much greater that, given their schedule, he would not make it to next year. But we thought that last year, and Napier made it. He got him on a late rally, and they got home. But this past weekend, they lost to Texas A&M, and a story came out. I think USA Today was the first one that had it. I could be wrong there, but it's Matt Hayes, who's a respected writer, and said that he had 3 different sources with knowledge of the situation, that there was a meeting on Tuesday, that there will be that Billy Napier could be fired as soon as this weekend. Scott Strickland, who's the athletic director, did not comment for the story. University officials cited by Hayes said, on the condition of anonymity, denied that withholding financial support was any part of the conversation. So here's my question. If you're Florida and you've decided to fire Billy Napier after this weekend's game against Mississippi State, win or lose, they have an open date the following week before they play Georgia at the end of the month. So the timing is convenient. Okay, I get it. You've reached the end of the road with Billy Napier, and you're ready to move on. If you have that meeting, okay. I don't understand leaking the meeting. Somebody at Florida leaked this meeting to the media, and I just don't know what good that does you. Go back to
Very unusual.
Go back to 2021. Ed Ogeron's last year at LSU. LSU went to Kentucky, and it was an ugly, ugly game. I was there in person, and Boutte got hurt. LSU got blown out. It was ugly all the way around. They came back. Nobody knew this at the time, but they came back. They had a meeting, and basically they decided to fire Ed Ogeron that Sunday, or maybe Monday. Sunday, but I think it was Sunday. The following week, LSU played Florida and won. If you remember, it was a big Ty Davis-Price game. He ran for 270 yards or whatever it was. And they fired Ogeron the next day. And everybody said, how do you fire him after a win? Well, they fired him a week before. So if that's what happened with Billy Napier, so be it. Here's the difference. LSU never leaked that meeting.
Nobody leaks the meetings, Sterling.
Why would you?
It's not just LSU.
Right.
I mean, there's not a college coaching fire that the boosters or the board doesn't meet with more than ever, because you're leaning on your boosters more. But yeah, they have input. Absolutely, you meet with them. I mean, they're the ones that probably initiate contact.
Well, you've been saying it all year. Usually they meet with you in the stadium while the loss is going on and go, okay, we're going to talk after the game, and that's going to be it.
They'll make their and they have a right to. You've got to listen to their input. When you can't ask for money and tell them shut up, just sit on the side. No, it's not how it works. Golden rule. He with the gold rules. So you take their money. You gotta at least listen to their input. But nobody leaks these. Zero. And all of these meetings happen all the time. There are more. The firing of coaches are happening earlier and earlier, because you just can't afford to get a late jump, because your roster will be shot for the following season if you wait to the traditional. We're going to play out the season, and you can do it at the end. I think the difference is that they expect to beat Mississippi State. They're a 9-10-point favorite.
Right.
They should. But his chances of survival, they could have easily fired him, and his record warranted releasing him last year. They gave him another year, the Lagway deal, whatever. It's been mediocre again. He has a nice win against Texas. He has some disappointing losses along the way. Problem is, I think Sunbelt Billy got a couple of bullets left in his gun.
He may very well have.
I don't like this spot this week. But I love him against Georgia if he's still around, and he might not get there. I really think he could, because Georgia can be had. Georgia would. I mean, you telling me Florida's not as good as Auburn?
Sure.
At home?
Sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Their quarterback plays way better, and their defense is just as good. And Georgia got away with one in Auburn.
The buyout's $21 million, 50% up front within the first month, and then they can pay him out the other 50% over 4 years. So they got to come up with about $10.5 million in the next month, and then they'll pay him out. One line in this piece kind of struck me that Matt Hayes wrote. It's that the inevitable end for Napier, who was nearly fired last year when Florida began the season with blowout home losses, was Strickland held firm with Napier, a likable, organized coach who the university desperately wanted to succeed. You can argue the organized part. There's been some coaching gaffes on the sidelines, okay? Yeah. But the likable part, I agree with completely. Jimmy, let me read you Dan Mullen's record at Florida before he got fired, okay? He was 10-3, 11-2, 8-4 with an SEC championship game appearance in his third year. They won the East. And then 5-6 the next year, 2-6 in the league. They fired him at the end of that season. So he had 2 double-digit win seasons, an SEC championship game appearance season, and the next year he went 5-6. This wasn't
just
even
like there were some indiscussions going on too. They just kind of
But Billy Napier's never come anywhere close to that. 6-7, 5-7, 8-5, and that's with the bowl game win, and then 2-4 this year. But they didn't like Dan Mullen. Dan Mullen's got a history as being difficult to work with, and a lot of people don't like him. But he was successful. Billy Napier's been nowhere near that successful. They held on with him a lot longer than they would have somebody else. I mean, the proof is right there.
The Florida job, arguably the best in college football at one point, because, I mean, the only SEC team in the state of Florida that produces that's probably the most, for per capita and overall. I mean, the best producer of football players in the country. I know Texas has a few more players in the NFL right now, but 50% more population. And now you got multiple teams for the SEC in the state of Texas. But it's not anymore, and because one of the things is their funding and their resource. I mean, that is a joke for them to just get the indoor facility in the last 5 years. So, I mean, they have funding. So they need to, when their boosters and they're ready, and they're in the report I read, our continued support hinges on a new direction of the program. That's the report I heard.
Yeah,
and so they got to hold on to the few boosters they have, and they got to step up their game. So
they have been tremendously patient with Napier. Will Muschamp was better. Jim McElwain was better. Dan Mullen was a lot better, and they fired all 3 of those guys.
I just wish they'd let him coach the Georgia game. I like that spot because because one thing that he has done, he deserves to be fired. He has underperformed by a lot. It's not even close whether or not he deserves to keep his job, but it's also what you don't see when the wheels fall apart, that you keep the locker room. They still play hard. Herb Street over and over, the Miami game, man, I can't believe this defense is still playing this hard.
They like him. They want to play for him.
Yes.
It's just not there.
Don't forget our friends at Legacy Title. Chad Reynolds, the Legacy Title for all of your real estate closings. 296-0060. Full-service title company servicing all of South Louisiana. Our great team at Legacy Title. Ashley Donald, Mariana Haynes, Adrian Galata, Michael Platt, Natalie, and Bradford Smith. Buying, building, refinancing. Nobody chooses but you. Choose Chad Reynolds at Legacy Title. 296-0060.
Live at Ben 77 in Perkins Row. Live at lunch. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs, no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Baton Rouge, get ready for a fiesta of flavor. Whether you're craving sizzling fajitas, cheesy enchiladas, or the best margaritas in town, Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill have you covered. Bring the family, bring your friends, and bring your appetite. From fresh guacamole to mouth-watering tacos that hit just right, it's not just a dinner, it's a celebration. So why wait? Tonight, make it Las Palmas or make it Rio Cantina, 2 local favorites serving up authentic Mexican taste right here in Baton Rouge. Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill, where every night's a fiesta.
Have you been arrested or even issued a traffic ticket? Everyone makes mistakes. Hi, I'm Dana Brown from the law offices of O.C. Brown. If you find yourself in an unfortunate situation with the law, call us today and we can help you resolve your problem, whether it's just a traffic matter or something more serious. No criminal matter is too big or too small for us to aggressively and effectively represent you. Before making any decisions, call us at 225-343-1111 for your free consultation. You can also visit us at ocbrown.com. The law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, big cheesy Lou, and those Louis Original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. An authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummings generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance.
Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Padiella at Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and workboxllc.com.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference. All in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits.
Dwayne was on his call drop. I'm about to get him back on.
Get today. LouisianaSports.net.
Dwayne was on his call drop.
I'm getting back.
It's time. It's now Colucci time. Dwayne Colucci is back to give his best picks on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All right, 3-0 for Colucci. Again, we're live here at Bin 77 on the patio, getting ready for our Rock and Roll Thursday evening concert series. Werewolf performing in the Town Square area before, during, and after the concert over here at Bin 77 on the patio. Colucci, a little Vegas Golden Knights, ding, ding, a little Habs, ding, ding, a little Dallas Stars, ding, ding, a little hat trick right out the chute. Go ahead, Colucci. Great start to the hockey season. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah. You guys had to twist my arm a little, but the NFL streak came to an abrupt end thanks to Justin Herbert and Madison Beer and the jinx of these models dating these superstars. I mean, this team almost lost to the Dolphins, for crying out loud. I was getting embarrassed for a second, but the ice was nice, and it's been pretty solid. I got to say, guys. We're getting decent handle, but. I've been picking at a pretty solid rate, and, things started quickly, and, we try. That's what we do. That's our specialty here.
All right, we've got 11 games on the ice this evening. Who's your picks for tonight?
Yeah, I'll tell you tonight, very tough card. Rangers are having a lot of tough time, guys, scoring goals. Let's put that right away. They're the first team ever to get no goals in their first 3 games at home. So that's an interesting NHL stat. And now they're traveling to the road, playing against the Maple Leafs, who give up a little more. Their defense isn't as tight. but they definitely are a solid team. 2-2, Rangers 2-3. This is a tough matchup for the Rangers. You may even see Jonathan Quick between the pipes. I mean, Shesterkin has been basically playing constantly. I kind of like the Maple Leafs. I think the Rangers are reeling. They had opportunities to win some of these games, and they just totally fell apart. Edmonton took it to them with a great performance by Skinner between the pipes, and that was definitely a measuring stick where the Rangers were peppering, and they still could not get it past a goaltender that I say is above average. Definitely a playoff goaltender, Stuart Skinner is, but he's not the best in the world. We've seen that. Edmonton fans have their gripes with him. So I think Toronto definitely has a great chance in this game at home. And the price is very low. I mean, you're only seeing 130s at the Rampart and South Point, maybe even a few deals around the country. I'm seeing some 127, 128. So before this game starts to get skyrocketed, I would definitely look at the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah, what is the deal going on with the Rangers? Rangers score 6-4 in 2 wins on the road at Buffalo and Pittsburgh, and they get shut out at home against Pittsburgh, Washington, and Edmonton. 0. And the New York fans, they give them a pass. They didn't boo them too much. No, not at all, huh?
Well, the Garden is a very rough atmosphere, and I'll be honest with you. I've been there for some treacherous Rangers teams, and the crowd really gets into it. I mean, the Ranger fans are very diehard. You have to keep this into consideration, and when you're not putting forward a good product or what the fans feel is a good effort, it's going to become a raucous atmosphere, tough atmosphere for the Rangers. A lot of people might think getting away from the Garden is better. But if you can't win at home, how are you going to win at Toronto? That's just a short travel up north against a solid team who beat Montreal already.
Long time ago, I interviewed Leonard Marshall, who was part of those great Giant teams, that won a couple Super Bowls and cracked with Joe Montana. He said, I asked him about playing in New York. He said, it's fine, just be good. It's fine. Just be good.
That's the recipe. And that's what Lawrence Taylor will tell you. A lot of these legends will tell you that, Reggie Jackson, all these guys, as long as you're performing at a high level in New York, you're the darling of the city. But then, you don't perform and you don't win a Stanley Cup in 30 years like the Rangers, it starts to get a little stale, even though you've had Heinrich Lundqvist, you got Shesterkin now, you had Chris Kreider, you had all these glory year teams, and you haven't won since Mark Messier was there. But, Messier will tell you that, Lawrence Taylor, Reggie Jackson. As long as you're winning in New York, it's a great atmosphere. I don't think even from my generation, any New York Knick knows what a great atmosphere is to win up until last year, finally getting to the conference finals. But, New York is a tough media city. You have multiple media outlets, too, Jimmy. That's the whole thing. I mean, you got the New York Daily News, you got the Newsday, you got the New York Post, and they're all being very critical. So if you're not performing, you're going to feel pressure. And it's very similar to hockey in Canada. If your team isn't performing, these guys will start to rip you apart, especially in Montreal and Toronto.
What other picks do you have in the NHL?
I like Montreal tonight. We're sticking with the Canadiens.
Okay.
Hopefully we'll get Dobish between the pipes. I mean, they are so hot. Lane Hudson has his contract now. You got Suzuki. You got Caulfield, who's scoring at a high level. I mean, this guy has got 9 overtime winning goals. It almost leads the NHL in the last, I think it was a 5-year sample. So Cole Caulfield, unbelievable. You got the young hot stud rookie Demidov. Nashville is, they're performing okay, but UC Saros has shown several holes in his game. He's not the same goaltender he used to be. Montreal, 145 at the Rampart and South Point. I'm seeing other properties with 150 and 160. So get down on this game as well. This is a game you have to get down quickly on. The Edmonton Oilers, I mean, you're laying 160, but the Islanders have shown no signs of playing at a high level. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't understand. Patrick, who I thought would be, an excellent coach leading in, that didn't really work out. So you're getting Stuart Skinner against their backup, David Rittich, tonight. No Ilya, I can't think of his name right now, but the starting goalie is not starting for the Islanders, and that is definitely, a drawback when you're dealing with the NHL. When you're starting at home, you're looking for a formula, a backup goaltender McDavid, we can't say enough about this guy. They went into the Garden. They took it to the Rangers. They even got the puck line in that game 2-0. So, that was definitely a focal point for Edmonton to start the road trip, and I think they could continue on. So there's 3 games right there.
All right, Toronto, Montreal, and Edmonton. All Canadian teams. Charlie was just talking about the Canadians center there, Nick Suzuki, and said he was really complimenting him on not just being, looking for shots for himself, but distributing. 6 assists in his last 3 games. The center from London, Ontario.
I feel like the line changes have been good too.
Team leader characteristics. Let me tell you, this kid really was a steal for Max Pacioretty from the Vegas Golden Knights. How good would the Golden Knights be if they had this kid on the roster? I mean, think about it. You got Suzuki on the roster, and you combine him with Marner, Eichel, all these superstars, Hurdle. The Vegas Golden Knights would be virtually unstoppable. That was a great trade for Montreal. And the goalie is Ilya Sorokin. I don't know why I was drawing a blank. I even got him on my fantasy team for the Islanders.
All right, you were in position. The Chargers were in position, but Tua of all people down to two touchdown drives to take the lead. They cover, so Chargers win. Let's get back on the winning ways. Who's your best bet in the NFL this week?
I'm sorry, Jimmy, you dropped out there for a second.
I'm sorry. Tough luck loser, lost a lead against the Chargers. They won, but they did not cover against Miami last week to break your streak. Let's get back on a winning streak with this week. Whose Sunday game, not the Steelers, Cincinnati, and not the London game, the Rams or Jaguars. Who's your best bet in the NFL?
Yeah, this is a very tough card this week, and I'm looking for the Philadelphia Eagles to get back on track, guys. I mean, a 1.5-point favorite in Minnesota. Word is that JJ is still not ready, so you're going to be facing Carson Wentz. And, he may have incentive to play against his old Eagle team, but that was eons ago when Nick Foles spelled him in the Super Bowl. I think that this is a good position for the Eagles to right the ship. Jalen Hurts has to gain command and confidence of this locker room and his wide receiving core once again. I think this is a really nice spot for the Eagles. I mean, they're a little banged up, but I think Minnesota is ripe for this, especially coming off the Europe game and a bye week. I think they could be a little flat. And Saquon is going to keep running the ball. I think he's going to run it right down the Vikings' throat. 1.5 at the Rampart and South Point, total of 44. I'm really looking for the Eagles to get back on track. I'm not thinking McCarthy's going to play, and even if he does have, a little soreness in that ankle, it's going to be a free-for-all where you apply the pressure, and he's going to make mistakes. So all you have to do, basically, is shut down Jefferson and Carson Wentz if he plays. So let's keep that in mind. The Eagles have shown some holes now in their game. They're not looking like the powerhouse they did in the first 3-4 weeks of the season. Time to get back on track with these Eagles. They've had a tough schedule. This is one of the lighter teams on the schedule. Sirianni is definitely in the hot seat despite, not that he's going to lose his job despite the 4-2 record, but you want to keep this going, especially with the Commanders losing a bad game. Dallas lost a bad game. Giants are playing somewhat better. I mean, they have that young core, which is excellent for the future. You have Jackson Stott, you got Scatterboo. Hopefully Neighbors could come back, not hopefully from a Cowboys fan point of view, but from a Giants fan point of view. So this division turned out tough, guys. I thought it was going to be 2 teams top-heavy, but the Commanders have shown a lot of holes. The Eagles have shown a lot of holes. Time for the Eagles to get back on track.
Colucci, speaking of the lines at the Rampart, now we saw some outlets this time last week that had LSU as a 3-point favorite over Vanderbilt. We saw one outlet open it up, LSU 1.5. It's been bet up to 2.5. Vandy, just flip sides, sharp, respected action on Vanderbilt. Where did you guys open up the LSU Vandy line, and where is it now?
Just like you said, we opened it 2.5. We're sitting at 2.5. We've seen some significant action on the under. We opened that on 49.5, and now we are sitting at 47.5. So that has come back down to earth. Vanderbilt -2. I mean, I think this is a good spot for you guys. Hopefully, you get this victory, possibly stay in some playoff contention there in Baton Rouge. But we're getting great two-way action on this game. I mean, the ticket count and the money are very close in this game. So keep your eye on it. 2.5 opener at the Rampart and South Point. Chris opened that game, and we're sitting at 2.5. So good two-way action, guys. I'm surprised that LSU hasn't been, a little more focal in the market because, you're not going to see 3 in a game of this magnitude, guys, in my opinion. I just think it's too tough of a game to move to that key number of 3, but anything is possible. I think it's a good spot if you can get 3 points with LSU. And 2.5, two-way action, boys.
What other significant action, both college and pro, at the Rampart?
Hold on a second, guys. Let's get the schedule up here. I'm pulling it up right now. We're seeing some good action in the Minnesota game against Nebraska, believe it or not. We're seeing Minnesota take some action.
Okay.
7.5. I was surprised at this one. Yeah. We're seeing a good 2-to-1 money count thus far on Minnesota, which is very surprising to me. Clemson at SMU, we're seeing some SMU action, plus 5.5 at the Rampart South Point. Ticket count is close, but the money is almost 3-to-1 in favor of SMU. Indiana, people now, after that big victory, I mean, the ticket count is 10-to-1, guys. Indiana minus 27 against Michigan State. That's a huge game where we're going to have to take down parlays and teasers, money line parlays. A lot of action on the teasers in this game. UCLA now a darling. They're 3-to-1 ticket count, and we're looking at about a 20-to-1 money count right now. So we're begging for Maryland money. I'm holding anywhere, and it's only 3.5, guys. But these California teams have turned it up a bit since the start of the season. I mean, they were a laughing stock, UCLA, early on, but now they've got some quality victories. The game right underneath it, 375, 376. Michigan, minus 6. Money is about 6-to-1 on this game, but the ticket count is slightly even. Washington has shown a good account of themselves, but, this is a tough matchup for them. Arizona, pick 'em. We're seeing a lot of action on Arizona. Another game where we're seeing money count of about 7-to-1. So keep your eye on that. And in the big SEC matchup, Georgia minus 7.5. Well, we're seeing a lot of Mississippi money. We're seeing a 3-to-1 count on the money in favor of Mississippi in this big matchup.
Oh, all right. Follow Dwayne on Twitter at NYBookie. Dwayne, yeah, no surprise you getting that under LSU money. 5-0 to the under against Division I teams or FBS teams. And under by South Carolina goes under by 14.5 points. Ole Miss goes under by 15.5 points. Florida goes under by 17.5 points. Louisiana Tech under by 19.5 points. Clemson under by 28.5 points. I mean,
and Vanderbilt's offensive numbers inflated. 45 points against Charleston Southern, 70 points against Georgia State, 55 against Utah State. But when they've been in the SEC, 14 against Alabama, 31 against South Carolina, fine, but Sellers didn't play most of that game, so they had more offensive opportunities.
And both teams in the hundreds, 118 and 124 at pace of play. Dwayne, great stuff. Let's keep it going, man, on the football and on the hockey. Good luck to you this weekend. We'll talk to you next week, brother.
Definitely, Jimmy. Love you guys. Thanks, Charles.
Thanks, Colucci.
Yes, indeed. Colucci with us each and every 3-0 last week, huh? To start off with 3 more picks.
What did he say? The ice is nice.
The
I
ice
like
is
that.
nice.
Good
Yes,
corner
indeed.
phrase. Huh?
Don't forget our friends over at Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. If your homeowners association requires wood windows, you got to go to Relief Windows and get the RLast gelled wind windows. They come with a 20-year general warranty and a lifetime limited warranty against rot and termites, providing you years of beauty, good-looking functionality, and they last. Minimal maintenance as well. I can speak highly because when my wood windows started to rot because I didn't use Relief Windows with the original construction of my home, man, they look great. And days like today when you can open them up, easy to work, easy to operate, and close them back up, and they look good. They are going to last in these extreme South Louisiana weather conditions. The heat, the mold, the rain, the snow. Relief Windows, 288-8138, and reliefwindows.com.
Live at Bin 77 in Perkins Row, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars: Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine.
This is Buzzy Hydell for the Morris Insurance Group. Outdoorsmen in the state might be having a tough time right now finding policies to fit on the properties they love. If you've got a hunting camp, a boat, or an RV that has been difficult to insure, we want you to look again. For owners or renters, the Morris Insurance Group can help you all the way to the duck camp or the fishing boat. We also have policies on coastal properties, including flood insurance to let owners protect themselves in the event of damage. For your camps, boats and trailers, four-wheelers, ATVs, and tractors, get a quote today at morris-ig.com or call 225-201-0007.
By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Town Room at Doe's Eat Place. The Crown Town Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze. For the perfect blend of sweet and spicy, you can't go wrong also with the flash-fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Doe's Eat Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Doe's Eat Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny.
We're at Ben 77 in Perkins Row, outside enjoying this fantastic weather on the patio. Coming out and see us, and the live music is Werewolf tonight.
Good one, man.
As part of their shit. Hey, Colucci was mentioning all the Indiana money that they're taking because they're playing at home against Michigan State this week. Has Michigan State decided which crappy quarterback's going to play this week?
Speaking of Aiden Childs, Charlie, he is 83rd in the country in yards per attempt.
Okay. Out of 136.
Here's some of the guys, 136. You know who's behind him?
Lots of people, but
Drew Aller.
Okay, and his stats not going anywhere.
Garrett Nussmeier.
Yep. Wow.
Malik Washington from Maryland.
Okay.
Levitt from Arizona State.
This is a preseason who's who. Go ahead.
Dampier from
Utah.
All worse yards per attempt than
30.
Aiden Childs.
Cade Klubnik? Oh, no.
No, Klubnik's not great. He's like in a 50, 60, something like that.
Yeah, go back.
Childs is 83. Nussmeyer 92.
Yeah, no, it's been bad. When you can't throw the ball deep down the field, you don't get those big average bumps. Go look at your quarterback rankings in the summer and look at them now, and if they ain't different, and been watching, man, it's just a whole lot different right now. Hour number 2 straight ahead. Brian Edwards from Vegas Insider joins us here at Ben 77, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
1950, Phil's Oyster Bar started on Government Street. Then Gus Piazza took over in the 70s, and now his son Anthony is taking it to another level at the current location in Southdowns. It's always been a Baton Rouge landmark. Seafood, oysters, po' boys, burgers, and more, all served up in an atmosphere full of sports nostalgia and tons of TVs to catch all the games. Seafood gumbo, crawfish cheesecake, or my favorite, the meatball quesadilla to start. Check out dinner and bar specials at philsoysterbar.com. You know we bleed purple and gold at Phil's Oyster Bar in the Southdowns Shopping Center.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his Blue Period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And the wind go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
A timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders. Dual purpose, part office, part storage. Climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Padial at Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and WorkboxLLC.com.
This is Charles Henniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, or David Henry to discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 60 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. If you missed the show, you can always check it out on demand at 1045ESPN.com, the 1045 ESPN app, or the After Further Review YouTube channel. AFR On Demand, brought to you by Breck Golf. Book your tee time today at golf.breck.org.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured...
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny.
Here at Ben 77 in Perkins Row. Come on out and join us here on the patio, enjoying this fabulous weather and fall music series, including Werewolf here tonight.
All right, yes indeed. Open air edition of Live at Lunch here, live at Ben 77, getting ready for, again, third to last concert, a free concert in their fall concert series. Brian Edwards joins us right now. Brian, what's up, my man? How you doing, buddy?
Doing great, Jimmy. Thanks for having me.
Yes, indeed. Let's start with what's your take on sort of this leaking out? I mean, yeah, boosters meet with ADs and administrations all the time about, voicing their opinion, or they want to move in a different direction, or they're going to pull their support if they don't move in a direction. And nobody's gonna be shocked if Billy Napier loses his job. Nobody would have been shocked last year had he lost his job mid-season or even after the season. But publicize it a little bit. What do you make of that?
Well, our athletic director is Starkville Scott Strickland, and the only good thing he's done at the University of Florida is hire Todd Golden. Everything else has been a disaster, and so I would expect nothing less of Starkville Strickland. But whatever the case, I just want to wake up Sunday morning and the 4-year nightmare be over. So however it goes down, I've been waiting, and it's time to happen.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I think Billy had another bullet that left into it. I really thought I was waiting for him to play against Georgia, but it looks like they're laying the foundation so they can be more palatable when they let him go, win, lose, or draw, because they're expected to win against Mississippi State. Before we get to that one, that's one of your picks this week, but maybe a little rekindling from a Florida alum, maybe making it a little bit more palatable to tell your daughter, no, we're gonna leave for another job, huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. Where are you going with that, Jimmy?
Lane Kiffin's daughter, the many lives of Lane Kiffin, and his daughter likes it there, so he's not going. So now he's cozy. We'll see. And Layla's back in town. Layla Reeves, who's the daughter of John Reeves, who played quarterback for the Tampa Bay Bandits for 3 years on Steve Spurrier, back in the XFL. But she's a Florida alum.
Yeah, I went to school with Layla. I knew her a little bit. She dated a friend of mine, in the early college years. But I think Layla maybe gives us a chance. And, we'll see. Monty was in Tampa for decades. So, I think we've got a good shot. My number one choice is Kiffin. Number 2, Freeman. 3, Signetti. I don't think Freeman and Signetti are looking to move. And then, if we have to get to 4 or 5, I think James Franklin is maybe a good fallback option. Not my top choice, but, I'm pretty sure he'll go 10-2 regularly, and we're used to going 5-7 here lately.
Charlie, how are your thoughts on a coach projected to participate in the playoffs, and does that eliminate a lot of guys?
Well, it didn't when Brian Kelly took the job here. They were still very much in contention for the playoff when he took the job here, so we got a little bit of precedent there. I guess everybody's situation is different.
Didn't they need an upset, though?
They did. They needed some help. They weren't in.
I'm talking about if they're projected.
If they're projected in, well, I tell you what, it would be awfully hard.
If Ole Miss got to beat State.
It would be awfully hard to lure somebody that's got a 2 or 3 game run to the national championship to leave.
All right, so trying to get a pulse on this Florida team has been difficult over the past 2 years under Napier. Mississippi State comes into town. They're improved, but Florida, the last time they suited up against Texas, they looked great. Not so much about move the ball against A&M, but boy, A&M's third down defense, has been unbelievable. 3 for 35 opponents are the last 3 games. Florida's a 10-point favorite at home.
It's too many, Jimmy. I got to go with Mississippi State. Napier is a home favorite at Florida. Is 4-9 against the spread. I know it's a small sample, but as a road dog under Levy, Mississippi State is 4-2 against the spread. And the one thing I did notice late in the game last week, there was clearly some frustration, especially from the offensive players in their body language with the play calling. In fact, some lip reading on Lagway after one possession showed his dismay with the play calling as well. So I think that, I know Florida has played very hard when it seems like Napier's back is against the wall, but I think frustration is starting to set in a little bit. And, whatever the case, I mean, going against Napier as fairly heavy favorite is never a bad idea.
All right, let's stay in the SEC. And third Saturday in October, and our schedule makers in the SEC, the powers to be, made sure that's going to happen. We figured as much. Tennessee coming in, revenge spot here for Alabama. J.M. Miller, questionable, the starting running back, a concussion protocol after being knocked out late in Columbia last week. Tennessee doing it on offense, but lacking on defense. They gave up about 500 yards to Arkansas at home last week. 17-point lead was cut to 3 late in that one. Alabama -8, Brian.
Yeah, Arkansas racked up 29 first downs, like you said, 496, almost to 500. And, they just fumbled the game away. They fumbled three times, one in the red zone, and you go -3 turnover margin on the road in the SEC. That's not going to do it. But, Tennessee, I thought they were going to have one of the best defenses in the country. Only gave up 16.1 points per game, brought 8 starters back, but they lost Ricky Gibson, starting corner, last month to a season ender, and then Jamar McCoy, third-team All-American last year, is still not back from the torn ACL in January. They're now 124 out of 136 FBS teams against the pass. They're 15th in the SEC, 108 nationally in scoring D. Alabama's won 5 in a row, 4-0-1 ATS. Ty Simpson's getting better every week, 16-1 TDI-INT ratio for the year. I think Simpson's going to torch the ball secondary, and Bama wins by 2 touchdowns.
Senior handicapper, VegasInsider.com, Brian Edwards with us right now. Let's move on to the Big Ten. Let's go to one tomorrow night, Friday night game in the Big Ten. Minnesota down 7 against Purdue, scores with 7 and change to go, and 7 seconds later, a pick 6 to flip a 7-point deficit into a 7-point win. Now they're catching points at home here against Nebraska. Boy, Nebraska's far removed from their glory years, but doesn't it seem like you're still playing a little bit of a Nebraska tax? 7.5 here on the road in Minnesota on a Friday night.
Yeah, Minnesota hasn't been overly impressive, but, they're catching a good number here at home. They've won 4 in a row at home and 6 of the last 7, and the only loss was a 26-25 loss to Penn State last November as an 11.5-point home underdog. In Nebraska, since 2019 as a road favorite, they're only 3-8 against the spread, so I think this number's pretty rich here. I'll go Minnesota plus the 7.5.
All right, let's go to the ACC, but another local team that you're looking at. And Stanford has been in the news for a lot of reasons. First, again, finding a landing spot when the Big Ten did not accept them, so they go to the ACC. It's a weird fit. They have no money, but then all of a sudden they get an alum to give them a lot of money. Frank Reich and Andrew Luck are involved, and now here's Florida State, who is one of the best wins in college football. It appeared early, but now they've lost 3 in a row, including at home to a freshman quarterback making his first road start. Florida State coast-to-coast trip to Palo Alto, laying 18.
Yeah, I don't like betting on bad teams, and that's what Stanford is. But at least they're undefeated at home. They haven't really played anybody, but they beat San Jose State. They beat Boston College by double digits. And FSU's banged up at the receiver position. Deuce Robinson, by far their best receiver, 25 catches, 443 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He left the pit loft last week in the second quarter, didn't return. And then their starting tight end, Randy Pittman, has missed a couple games. Him and Squirrel White are both very questionable this week, and all the goodwill built up with the Bama win is long gone for Norvell. He's back on a boiling hot seat, and like you said, coast-to-coast trip, late-night game, the spot works, and FSU has not won outright in a road game since the 2023 regular season finale at Florida. So 18 seems really big. I made the number 14. I'll take Stanford plus 18.
Hey, Brian, you sent me some player props, but they're not allowed here in Louisiana. So how is it in Florida since Hard Rock has taken over? Man, it's Hard Rock, and that's it as far as your outlets are concerned. I mean, weren't they making you go physically to the brick and mortar to make deposits, but now you can do it mobilely? Give us caught up on the mobile betting in Florida right now, even on a limited basis.
Yeah, you can do it mobilely anywhere in the state now, but they've got a monopoly on the market, and I don't like them at all. I wish we could get FanDuel, BetMGM, DraftKings to come in, and they have you paying extra juice. not a fan of the Hard Rock by any means.
Do you still have to get on the boat and go like 3 miles offshore and that kind of stuff? Probably not that, huh?
No, but they do have. I mean, they have a monopoly in the state the size of Florida is unbelievable. Look, man, the mob ain't got nothing on the Native Americans. I mean, trust me, man, they are strong, man. They are strong. So it's limited, but limited on the stuff you talk about as far as betting limits, or just the menu, or just just some unfavorable lines, or which particularly your criticism of the app?
Well, they have you betting like -2.5, 1.5, and 3.5 at various juices. They don't have their lines on a whole number. So that part I don't like. And the player props in college are pretty limited. I mean, they do have some. They've got the whole deal for NFL, fortunately. But yeah, I'm not a fan of it at all. I've tried it out, and I'm not even using it right now.
Well, pretty much all of them, as far as totals are concerned, no more totals are on the even money, even point. And I'll tell you what, we did a lot of work at Ravage and BetMGM. Every single college basketball, Brian, all of them are on a half a point. All of them. So,
really?
I'm talking about 150 games on a Saturday. Every one of them are on a half a point.
I don't like that.
No. Now they'll allow you to buy the half a point at the Bow, but you can't do it on the app. So but to have competition and have multiple options, that allows you. And what we've learned, because we've got about 12 of them here in Louisiana. Certain ones have different things that are advantageous. So, having a portfolio of them are really, it's to your best interest. Let's get a couple of NFL picks and start off with a team total. And your Tampa Bay Bucks, boy, I had to pluck down at plus 500 on Baker to win the MVP. You're looking at Detroit team total over 29.5 against Tampa Bay.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm doing. They have scored 31 or more at home in 9 of their last 10, and they've scored 42 or more in 5 of the last 10. So Detroit at home, they're an offensive juggernaut. Yeah, I don't want to lay the points against Baker. Mayfield is playing like the MVP of the league for sure, but I will take Detroit's team total over 29.5.
All right, and finally, Seattle catching Houston. Houston, a little bit of a disappointment after winning the division past couple of years. They travel to Seattle. It's weird how Seattle, with such a home field advantage, has been so much better on the road than at home last year and this season. Seattle went and took care of business. And Sam Darnold, look at his numbers as well. Talking about these journeymen, these high drafted quarterbacks that have settled down after multiple stops. Seattle -3 at home against the Texans.
Yeah, I made Seattle 4.5. They have ripped off 4 wins in their last 5 games, but straight up and ATS. And like you said, Darnold settling in nicely with his new team, 9-1 TDI&T ratio in the last 4, and nobody can cover Jackson Smith and Jigba right now. 42 receptions, 696 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Houston 1-2, but straight up in ATS on the road. The lone win over Baltimore when they had like 5 perennial Pro Bowlers out. I will go Seattle -3.
All right, Seattle top 5 scoring team in the NFL this year. The Texans, number 1 scoring defense in all of the NFL. Follow Brian at Vegas B. Edwards. We need to get that changed at 30A B. Edwards, huh? I mean, come on, man. I'd rather live at 30A. Live at 30A than Vegas. We can go visit Vegas. And look, when it gets too hot down there in the summer, just go to San Diego, Del Mar with me. So, I mean, we got to get that straight. How are things down at 30A?
Oh, things are good. The Tennessee folks have been here for fall break here lately, but the traffic is so much better than it was this summer. So it's a perfect time of year. The seaweed's gone. The water looks beautiful.
We used to hit the beer festival at the Bay at Sandestin every year during Oklahoma, Texas weekend. So always good stuff. Brian, man, good luck to you this weekend. Best of wishes, man. We'll have you on soon. I appreciate it.
Same to you, Jimmy. Thanks for having me on. Y'all have a great weekend.
All right. Don't forget our friends over at Total Maintenance. Total Maintenance. If it breaks, and we still need AC, Charlie. You know that? Still need AC. As good as the weather is in Del Mar, you do not get a place that doesn't have AC. All right, we need to be pretty cold when we sleep. 480-1000 if it does break down, but we're right around the corner for getting those heaters checked as well. Safety heating checks. Total Maintenance has been one of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies, founded in 1980. We got over 50 employees working right now, both at our Baton Rouge and New Orleans outfits, and 30 of them have been working for over a decade with our crew at Total Maintenance. Lucas Ragusa, my good buddy, has worked at every level of this AC and heating operation to fully understand what it takes and what he expects out of his employees and his staff, and what it takes to to add a valuable piece to his staff as well. Lucas, give Lucas and his crew a call at 480-1000. Service today means you'll never sleep hot. Same day service at Total Maintenance. 480-1000.
You ever hear, Max, when Jimmy makes his reservation, does my air conditioner work? Yes, sir. Does my fire pit, is it in place under? Yes, sir. Okay, well, then here's my credit card number. You live well. Live at Ben 77 in Perkins Row, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions than answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Tex Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Baton Rouge, get ready for a fiesta of flavor. Whether you're craving sizzling fajitas, cheesy enchiladas, or the best margaritas in town, Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill have you covered. Bring the family, bring your friends, and bring your appetite. From fresh guacamole to mouth-watering tacos that hit just right, it's not just a dinner, it's a celebration. So why wait? Tonight, make it Las Palmas or make it Rio Cantina, two local favorites serving up authentic Mexican taste right here in Baton Rouge. Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill, where every night's a fiesta.
The Pierrepont Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. You know they can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierrepont. Top-notch tools and expert advice, it's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at thibodeaustore.com.
If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of longtime favorites. Highland Coffee is the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 1980s. My personal favorite, love getting my cappuccino from their friendly, knowledgeable staff, roasted right in the shop. Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. The Mitchell omelet, Cajun hash browns, Big Cheesy Lou, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots, Highland Coffees and Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
This is Charles Hanniger for Home Bank. If you're tired of the impersonal, one-size-fits-all style of banking, you deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for your businesses and families because they go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business and good for life. Stop by any South Louisiana, Houston, or Natchez area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in La Place and Plaquemine.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com.
I got you.
Thanks.
Friends, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny.
Here at Bin 77 in Perkins Row, live at lunch. We're also brought to you by the Thibodeau store and the Pierreport store. They have expanded just in the last month to both the LaRose and the Lockport areas. I love their marketing team. They said, what are we going to call it? We're going to call it the LaRose store? We're going to call it the Lockport store. Easy to remember. Look, all of your hardware and just a ton of things that you might not find anywhere else. But, you know, what we've been concentrating on telling you about is your outdoor kitchens and your tailgating supplies that you can get at these properties. TheThibodeauStore.com is the online website that will get you to all four of the stores. You're going to go down 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodaux and Highway 1 in Highway 70 in Pierreport. Jimmy, you made the trip down there before the season.
Yeah, some of the things like the Bayou Classic brand, a very respected brand, dual patio stove and double flat griddle. And you have your flat grill that you're cooking on site. Natural gas burners, that don't have to be hooked up to propane. Burners, again, stainless steel or aluminum. Pots and burners, roll-around combo, steel or aluminum, anywhere from 4.5 gallons to 30 gallons, and we can ship it anywhere. So Texas, New York City, Alaska, they've shipped different outdoor cookware all over the place. So it is a little bit of everything, and then some portable generators as well for your tailgating. You name it. Portable pizza ovens. Roll around jambalaya stand with burners. All different sizes and price points. So Thibodaux store, Pierreport store, LaRose Lockport store. It's an absolute must for you outdoor cooks, whether it's at the tailgate or in your backyard.
I think at the Pierreport store you can get icy hot. Right, in the grocery part.
You can get your peppers, onions, and celery, Charlie. You can get a 6-pack of beer, and you go pick up a rig to do your crawfish boil. So, you name it.
I brought up the icy hot because tonight is the icy hot bowl. I love the moniker for the Bengals and Steelers because the two quarterbacks are in their 40s, Aaron Rodgers and Joe Flacco. In Cleveland, I thought he got beat up a pretty good bit. We all know he's at the end of the line here. But last week against the Packers, Bengals have got weapons. Lord knows they got enough money in the wide receiving core. Flacco hung in there. And with 4 minutes to go in Green Bay, a game in which the Bengals were better than 2 touchdown underdogs and more than a few survivor people sweating on that thing, this was a 6-point game. Green Bay won it, but Flacco didn't look terrible in the game. And at times in Cleveland, Jimmy, I thought he just looked like an old man that, and I don't use that term lightly, but he just looked like, hey, look, it's time for you to hang him up. And he looked fine against Green Bay last week.
He looked serviceable. The touchdown where they went for 2 when they were down 14 was unbelievable catch by Jamar Chase. Unreal. I expect him maybe to be a little bit cleaner tonight. Tricky spot here for the Steelers on the road, although the road teams are 4-2 against the spread on Thursday night. So 4-1 until the Giants went at home last week against Philadelphia. And Pittsburgh's been a hot time. Rarely do you see a team that is, what's the record, 5-2 over to
the Steelers 4-1.
4-1, and the other team's 1-5, and they were almost a pick 'em. Now they're a favorite now, but it's still under $2. And when you look at their win total is at 9.5 with a 4-1 start. So they're expecting them to kind of calm down a little bit. So it's a big game for the Pittsburgh Steelers because to win the ones that they're supposed to. So I think Cincinnati is going to be game. Hendrickson is questionable for tonight's game. That's obviously pretty big. And the one thing that no matter what you think, if they should go for it or not, when the team is down 14 late in the NFL, when you hit it, it puts a lot more pressure on the defense. Jordan Love made a horrible decision to put a little bit more pressure on his kicker to make the field goal, or they're getting the ball back in a 6-point game.
Yeah. For Pittsburgh, speaking of not bad, Aaron Rodgers has, you use the word serviceable with Flacco. He's been at least serviceable. He's not MVP Aaron Rodgers. I don't think that they were expecting that.
He's middle of the road. He's thinking, yes.
And he has gotten into a little bit of a groove with DK Metcalf. Metcalf is having a nice season with who they paid dearly for.
No, he's getting the ball to DK. Yeah.
It's sort of like a little bit, maybe the watered down version, poor man's version of Rodgers to Devontae Adams. Again, not at that level of his career anymore, but they keep winning. Maybe they shouldn't have beat the Patriots that game against the Patriots. They got a couple of advantageous turnovers right at the goal line. Maybe they shouldn't have beat the Vikings. That game was very close. The game against the Jets, of all people in the opener, was a coin flip. But this is what Mike Tomlin does. He's done it for 15-plus years. If it's a close game, they've got a better chance to win than not. It's not a dominant defense. It's not a dominant running game. It's not a dominant anything. And here they are, 4-1. This is just
Who you like?
What they do. I like the Steelers tonight. I like the Steelers. And maybe a little bit of a higher scoring game. I have looked at the total a little bit and maybe get over that total.
We're on the patio over here at Bin 77 getting ready for their fall concert series tonight, 6 to 9 p.m. It is Werewolf. Werewolf performs in the Town Square area, so make Bin 77 in the patio your meeting spot before, during, and after our concert. We got the Werewolf tonight, and the next 2 Thursdays, 2 more, and that's it. So we go through the end of the month. It's the fall concert series, free concert series here at Perkins Row and at Bin 77.
Live at Bin 77, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Town Room at Doe's Eat Place. The Crown Town Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze for the perfect blend of sweet and spicy. You can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Doe's Eat Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. They're an authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummings generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance.
Get Moss Max and less tax during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and Dip Trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, more cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite places to eat, Snow Seafood and Steaks, celebrating its 50th anniversary. That's right, since 1971, Snow's has been serving a wide assortment of menu items to please everyone. Steaks, seafood, gumbo, homemade soup, salad, specialty cocktails, great wine selection, and oh yes, the best white chocolate bread pudding that you'll find anywhere. It's the total dining experience. Happy 50th anniversary to my friends at Snow's Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway at Highway 74 in Gonzales.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and ocbrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance. And Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt.
Baton Rouge, get ready for a fiesta of flavor. Whether you're craving sizzling fajitas, cheesy enchiladas, or the best margaritas in town, Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill have you covered. Bring the family, bring your friends, and bring your appetite. From fresh guacamole to mouth-watering tacos that hit just right, it's not just a dinner, it's a celebration. So why wait? Tonight, make it Las Palmas or make it Rio Cantina, two local favorites serving up authentic Mexican taste right here in Baton Rouge. Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill, where every night's a fiesta.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports, and it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions, just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. Click through the static and listen to 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge in high definition. Simply tune to 98.1 and select HD2. Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny.
Let's bring in Matt Humans from VEASAN as we do each and every week at this time. Matt, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good, man. I was just starting to dance to your new theme music there.
That's Charlie doing his jig.
You ought to see the disco lights we bring in on the weekends.
Yeah, man, you should have seen our LSU USC pool party at Stadium Swim, man. The jig he was doing. So he was doing that when the Dolphins scored late to cover against the Chargers. So anyway, hey Matt, you were at the Coliseum on Saturday. Is there a chance that Lincoln Riley's USC has a little bit more physicality to their game than usual?
Well, they were more physical than the Wolverines were last week. I thought the Trojans were more physical and they were faster, and that was, to me, that was the biggest difference. And I thought that was going to be a difference going into it. With Michigan, really doesn't have a lot of speed or much speed. Michigan doesn't have many playmakers. The USC's got a lot of speed all over the field. I thought they were more physical than Michigan in that game. So, yeah, I would say so. And I like the defensive coordinator, by the way, Dan Tomlin. I know the USC defense has been criticized by a lot of people, but he's a good coordinator. He did a really good job against Michigan last week. So, you know, it's interesting when you hear people talk about Lincoln Riley on the hot seat and USC. You know, if he doesn't win more, USC should move on. Who else are you going to hire? I don't know who else USC is going to get that's going to do a better job than Lincoln Riley. You hear some of the names tossed around for the Penn State job, and you're like, okay, yeah, I don't know if that's who's going to take Penn State to the next level. I would stick with Riley. I know it's, you know, he's not making a playoff or contending for a national championship yet, but he's a pretty good coach, and I don't know how USC is going to do much better.
You know, we were talking about the USC and Penn State jobs yesterday because we were trying to put, you know, say, okay, where is Penn State? All fan bases think their job is better than they are, but we're talking about, you know, where, you know, your own pay, your administrative support, staff budget, I mean, player budget, I mean, everything, you know, what type of, you know, football budgets the school give you, you know, from the tie-in to the USC and Penn State are close. We've seen USC be, this is a new game now. I mean, if you got the right guy, I mean, it's as good as any. I haven't seen that with Penn State, but Penn State looks like you deal with more of a budget than what you are, and They're making less coast-to-coast trips than USC does. I mean, your thoughts on which job's better between USC and Penn State right now, Matt?
Yeah, that's a tough one because Penn State's got 105,000 seat stadium, and it's an awesome home atmosphere. There's a lot of money behind that program too. I think USC's got plenty of money behind its program. I think they're very close. I don't really know which one's better. Do you want to be on the East Coast or do you want to be in or West Coast or East Coast? So as far as the Penn State job goes, I said, and I don't know if it could happen, but I'll be relentless in my pursuit of Nick Saban. I know he's older, but I can't imagine he's enjoying that TV job too much, sitting there on stage each week, being the square while Pat McAfee, acts like a wild man. And, sitting at home watching TV with Miss Terry each week is probably not that exciting. And Saban grew up in West Virginia. He's got ties to West Virginia, Ohio, Pennsylvania, that area. And I remember he told a story last year about when his dad took him to West Virginia games when he was a kid. And he remembered watching Joe Paterno lead the Nittany Lions out into the field and how awesome it was. And it was cool to hear Saban tell that story about his childhood. And I thought, man, maybe that Penn State job's something that would appeal to him. It could get him out of retire. I don't think there's many jobs that could. That might be one because he grew up in that area. And, if you're looking to get Matt Rule out of Nebraska, that's fine. I think he's a good coach. His resume is very similar to James Franklin.
It's exactly the same.
Games.
It's exactly the same.
Yeah.
Saban will bother me a lot less in Pennsylvania than he did at Alabama. Where's the Florida job? Is it better than the Penn State job?
Yes.
Okay.
I think so.
Matt?
Yeah.
You think?
I think Florida would be the best job out there, most likely. And Lane Kiffin would probably be the guy for that, right?
First choice, we would think.
He's getting chummy back with his ex-wife, who's an alum from the school. When her dad was playing quarterback for Spurrier at the Tampa Bay Bandits from '83 to '85. So, and listen. It's a nice little piece on camera. His daughter wants him to stay in Oxford. She likes it and stuff. Man, we know he's been itching. We know he's been itching to get out of there. I'd still be surprised. Like, the mom could say, well, I'll be in Gainesville. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Matty, let's get to your college picks this week. Who are we looking at?
Well, I took 14 with Louisville on Friday night. And I know it's 13.5 now at a lot of spots. I think pretty much everywhere it's 13.5. It was 14 out there for a couple days. And I think 14 might come back on Friday, so keep an eye on that. Jeff Brom, how about this? 23-8 against the spread as a dog of more than 4 points. And 7-0 ATS is dog more than 4 points off a loss. And I've always thought Jeff Brom was a much better bet when he's a dog than he is when a favorite. And he was a favorite in that loss to Virginia a couple weeks ago. That was 30-27 in overtime. He was a fool for kicking the field goal to open overtime. He should have gone for it on 4th and 1. He does make a few game management mistakes here and there. But if you look inside that box score, Virginia scored on a 61-yard fumble return and a 47-yard pick. And Louisville outgained the Cats 383 to 237. I know Miller Moss has not played great. But he's got a couple playmakers in that offense. Louisville off a bye. And you don't think the Hurricanes are going to coast the rest of the way, right? Somebody's going to put a scare into them along the way, and I think it could be Jeff Brom on Friday night. So took 14 with Louisville there. Actually, I took Purdue again this week, and Boilermakers got the cover last week for me, but they should have won the game. They outgained Minnesota 456 to 262, almost 200 yards better. And Barry Odom's got this team playing better. I know this guy's grinding hard to get a Big Ten win and break through. And you're catching Northwestern off a big win at Penn State. So probably a decent fade spot there. And another thing about the Purple Cats I've said a lot, you want to bet Northwestern as a dog. You really don't want to bet Northwestern as a favorite. So you're getting Purdue plus 3.5 there. Another game I won't talk a lot about, but I just think Colorado State is probably the wrong favorite. Rams allowed 469 yards in that loss to Fresno last week. That game came out of nowhere. I don't know. Colorado State looked like a dead team. then takes out Fresno. Hawaii's been playing really well and actually won at Air Force. So I took Hawaii +3. That's the current number at DraftKings today. Let's see what else. Played Iowa. FanDuel's got 2.5. I don't know if you can find that. I would still play Iowa -3. Hawkeyes 37-0 win at Wisconsin last week. I mean, how bad are the Badgers? And how does Luke Victor still have a job?
He won't.
But I know he won't. I can't believe he's still there. He must be waiting for the buyout to drop at some point. But I think the buyout's $25 million. That should not be too much for Wisconsin. But Iowa's been playing pretty well on both sides of the ball. What's Penn State going to bring this week after the James Franklin firing and with the Drew Aller injury and a new quarterback? I don't think this is going to be a turnaround like UCLA. I could see the Vandy Lions go in the other direction and kind of packing it in. Kentucky +13, home dog against Texas. And I was on the Longhorns in the under last week, and that was pretty easy. But again, Longhorns caught Oklahoma at exactly the right time because John McKeer trying to come back with that bad hand off the surgery. He was nowhere close to 100%. Probably shouldn't have been on the field. So Texas got a lame duck quarterback at the right time. Arch Manning played okay, not great. But now the Longhorns go on the road here against Mark Stoops, who's off a bye. And you've seen Stoops give some teams some trouble with his defense. I mean, he's given Lane Kiffin trouble with the defense the last couple of years. He did it to Kirby Smart in the past as well. I think Kentucky could be a live dog here, and that's an ugly dog that not many people are going to want to bet. But I'll take 13 with Kentucky. I think if Texas wins that, it's going to have to sweat it out. And another ugly dog late Saturday night. Let's go with Stanford catching 18 against Florida State. Now, Stanford really doesn't have a home field advantage, except for the fact that the Seminoles have to travel from East Coast to West and play at a late kickoff time. Tommy Castellanos is not playing well. And Seminoles got some wide receiver injuries. It also looks like, that team might be about ready to bail on Mike Norvell. And that's another job that might be opening sometime soon. So I don't think Florida State's a team that has a whole lot of fight left in it. So I'm going to take 18 with Stanford because I think the Cardinals can use that physical offensive line, that running game, and shorten the game, run the clock, and maybe hang within that 18. I know our buddy Chris Massaro thinks Stanford could pull the outright upset. I'm not going to go that far, but I think Stanford getting 18 is a decent bet.
Massaro doesn't like the former Boston College quarterback Castellanos, so he grinds on him quite often. Yeah, Charlie and I had that Louisville, Virginia over. I couldn't believe in overtime they reversed that call on the catch. That set up the 4th and short where they settled for the field goal. I mean, I looked at it 5 times. I couldn't tell. So keep the call on the field.
Right.
Nope, we didn't get that one. Purdue, man, had a 7-point lead in the middle of the fourth quarter, but 2 touchdowns at 7 seconds for the Gophers, and they flipped at 7-point deficit to 7-point win. Pick 6 for Purdue. That's what scares me. I'm on Purdue as well, but I'm worried a little bit about the interceptions from that guy. Yeah, I'm interested to see how Penn State rallies. I really am. I mean, this is going to be Iowa. I don't care if they're playing well. This is a tough spot. I mean, Iowa. I mean, they were very close to beating Indiana. I mean, at least going to overtime with them. So, and there is no comparison who's playing better between those two teams right now with Indiana and Penn State. Matty, 2-0 last week.
You know what?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to mention quickly that a lot of people are just forgetting how close the Hawkeyes were to beating Indiana. You guys probably watched that game. Iowa was 1 first down away from setting up for the game-winning field goal, and Kirk Ferentz, I'll tell you, Ferentz, he bothers me sometimes. They're so conservative. Ran the ball into the line 3 times in a row, and then when they missed the field goal and Hoosiers threw, I think, a long touchdown pass to bust the game open. Kurt Signetti was sweating because Iowa had the Hawkeyes, or Iowa had the Hoosiers dead to rights, man. I was sitting there watching some. I had Indiana on the money line. I said, they're going to lose this game. They're dead. And Iowa found a way to lose it. And a lot of people have kind of forgotten about that now.
No, Iowa. And look, now you want to make a change. You want to change the style. You want to, modernize the offense. Be careful what you ask for. It really didn't help out Wisconsin too much in their transformation.
I remember that game because Indiana came out first drive, touchdown, last drive, touchdown. The 55 minutes in between there, Iowa had them in the mud.
Iowa will shorten the game, man. You will get a few fewer snaps in that one. All right, Matt, 2-0 in the NFL last week. Who are we looking at this week?
That was actually my first 5-0 week in the contest, so I need more of those. So I want to stay hot. I got to tell you, I do not like the card a whole lot this week. I got a couple of ugly dogs on it. But let's go Chargers. -1.5 over the Colts is the best bet. Kamani Vidal stepped in a running back last week, and Amari and Hampton was out. Obviously, Najee Harris has been out, but Vidal had 18 carries for 124 yards. And Ladd McConkey's playing like a legit number one receiver. It's kind of hard to believe, but he's tough. And not many quarterbacks in the NFL playing better than Justin Herbert right now. We're seeing Daniel Jones come a little bit back down to earth. And I'll tell you what bothers me about the Colts. I had them in Circus Survivor last week, and I was lucky to survive. Jacoby Brissett went up and down the field on that Indianapolis defense, 320 yards passing, and the Colts needed a defensive stand inside the 10-yard line late to win that game. So I think the Chargers are cheap here. I don't like to play many short home favorites in the NFL. I won't play the Chargers -1.5. How about the Titans +7? This is really ugly dog. But you got the coaching change. Brian Callahan was the worst in the NFL, and that was pretty obvious early last season. Mike McCoy takes over. Maybe you get a bump from the coaching change. And the key here, too, is the Patriots are playing their third straight road game. I had the number. I was looking for it here. That's over the last 10 years, teams playing the third of 3 straight road games are about 15 games under 500 ATS and straight up as well. I had a big win at Buffalo, had to go to New Orleans and fend off the Saints, and now in Nashville against a team off the coaching change. This is a dog nobody's going to want to play. I don't really want to play it much, but the situation calls for it. It's taking Titans +7. And one more, Giants +7 at Denver. Broncos off the big win at Philadelphia, win to London, won the ugliest game you're ever going to see. The Jets basically had to hand it to them. And now they come home. It's going to be all defense with the Denver Broncos right now because Bo Nix is really struggling. Sean Payton's play calling has been questionable at best. I think the Giants have a little bit of new life here. And Cam Scadaboo and Jackson Dart and that defense can keep them in the game. So 2 ugly dogs and a short home favorite there.
Let me ask you if I heard you right. Did you say 3 straight road games there? Teams are 15 games under 500 straight up. I'm asking for a friend that's in Survivor. Just,
Yeah, I can send the trend to you. I got it on my phone, but it's over the last 10 years. There've been more cases of teams playing 3 straight road games than you would think, and the record I think was like 39 and 54 straight up, and pretty similar under 500 against the spread. It's just it's a rare when you see a team play 3 straight on the road, and it's going to be a tough situation for the Patriots. Not that I'm not going to play Patriots in Survivor, I can tell you that.
Yeah, they try not to do that with the schedule maker. All right, back to the lab, Jimmy.
All right. I don't know if you, of course, Animal House shot at the University of Oregon. They sing it, shout at the end of every third quarter. Wes Reynolds has added a new song to his Christmas carol, so you don't have to tolerate Last Christmas. He'll be singing "Shout" as he did on our show yesterday. So he is tickled.
And I tell you what, I was at the USC game, and I sent Wes a congratulatory text. I know how many years that guy's been suffering with Indiana football. He deserves some happiness.
He was singing away. He was, the leaves were beautiful. The rain was beautiful. He's sitting there. I said, you never had more fun sitting in the damn rain than you did Saturday. Thank you, Matt. Good luck to you this weekend.
All right, you bet. Thanks.
All right, we'll take a break, come back and wrap things up live at Bin 77 in Perkins Row, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Caesars Sportsbook is the only sportsbook app with Caesars rewards. Bet on gridiron action and earn perks in every game like hotel stays, bonus bets.
Okay, Jordan, whenever you're ready.
All right. All right, it's ready. It's good to go.
This is Charles Hanniger. Join us for the Friday edition of Live at Lunch. Lock of the Week Friday, presented by Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments from Rufino's. We open it up at 10 a.m. with Richard Dixon talking LSU Vandy. Then it's lots of picks from Vegas. Live at Lunch, 10 a.m. Friday from Rufino's on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Padial and Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and workboxllc.com.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. We're now bowling crabs at Sammy's every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday starting at 5 p.m. and on Friday, Saturday, Sunday starting at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road near Starring since 1988.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his Blue Period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
A timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
1950, Phil's Oyster Bar started on Government Street. Then Gus Piazza took over in the 70s, and now his son Anthony has taken it to another level at the current location in South Downs. It's always been a Baton Rouge landmark. Seafood, oysters, po' boys, burgers, and more, all served up in an atmosphere full of sports nostalgia and tons of TVs to catch all the games. Seafood gumbo, crawfish cheesecake, or my favorite, the meatball quesadilla to start. Check out dinner and bar specials at philsoysterbar.com. You know we bleed purple and gold at Phil's Oyster Bar in the South Downs Shopping Center.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny.
Here at Bin 77, we've got a really nice crowd building in behind us, and also
It's
inside
October,
for lunch.
Charlie.
Yeah, come on
Come
outside.
on, man.
Come on out to listen to the live music tonight with the Werewolf. Enjoy this fantastic weather here in Perkins Row. All right, we got. I kind of like the over in tonight's game. That may seem a little crazy.
Really?
But the Steelers and the Bengals, yeah. I kind of like it. It's a 44.5. Kind of like over the total tonight is my pick. Who you like?
I like the under, and I like Cincinnati. So, I mean, you know, divisional game is usually I usually go under, and Cincinnati has been a little bit spicier on defense than, with all of their concerns on that side. Flacco will be okay, but no, I think yards and points will be tough to go by. Pittsburgh definitely not as good on defense as they usually are.
Yep.
They're definitely not that good, but. Don't they just play close games, huh? I mean,
They
you give me
usually play
five
close
and a,
games,
you give me
yes.
5.5 at home.
5
I'm
and a
going
half.
to take.
That's-
I'm going to take
that's
Cincinnati.
a nice
So,
play.
baseball, we got smashed last night after a 2-0 lead, huh?
Yeah, kind of everything fell apart after that on Seattle.
So you got a doubleheader today, 5 and 7:30. I'm going to go back with Glass now against Milwaukee, but I will temper it. I love Seattle with Castillo against Scherzer.
Okay.
Scherzer's lucky to be on the playoff roster. His
And
ERA his last 10 starts like 9.
I didn't realize it was quite that bad.
It's.
And with all of the 2 baseball games and the NFL game, I'm not watching Tulsa and East Carolina. Tulsa, how bad is Oklahoma State?
30.
Tulsa beat Oklahoma State. That's the only win in the last 5 games. The other 4, they haven't been within a touchdown of anybody.
Can you
They
be
just
worse
getting
than
blown.
last? That's where they are.
Yeah.
The Power 4 programs.
Okay. Well,
they're last.
Yeah, I would.
So that's
okay.
how bad they are.
Well,
last.
Okay.
That includes North Carolina.
No, Oklahoma State, worse than them.
That includes Stanford.
Or Tulsa, maybe slightly better. All right, tomorrow we'll be at Rufino's. We open up at 10 o'clock for Football Friday. For Max, for Jimmy, Jordan back in the studio. I'm Charles Hanniger saying thank you and good afternoon. Stay tuned for Hunt Palmer on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
For the Morris Insurance Group, outdoorsmen in the state might be.
All right, you guys have a good one.
Thank you, Jordan. Appreciate it.